Yeah, and welcome back to Horse Racing Today for Terrific Terry Tuesday, day 2 of the week at Ben Salem. Bless you. At Parx yesterday, okay day. We had between the two of us the late two late pick fours. Plenty
Yeah,
of our picks also found their way to winning tickets. So hopefully we can have a repeat today of a profitable day.
yeah, and I really liked that horse of mine. Wasn't my best bet, but could have been because I couldn't decide. But in that next to last race, paid 1980. Uh, the Ray horse.
Yeah, the Paco horse. Yep, the
Yeah,
track dropper from Paco. Don't know how I missed that one, but somehow I did. Good pick there, Mr. Terry.
yeah.
Well, free picks today, as always, at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. There is a link in the description down below. Here in Illinois for FanDuel. You can check that out right here. Imagine it's I don't know what the track is going to be like down there today. It's awfully rainy here in Chicago. Could be muddy, so maybe you get yourself some long prices there. You'll see in the opening race, number 2, Tense, is a best bet at 2-1. So let's see if that one can come home a winner. It's always a good idea when the show is over to head on over to horseracingtoday.net. Again, you'll find a link in the description here on YouTube. When the show is over, we'll post a replay along with our comments. You'll find them right here. So what we talk about on the show will be available for you there. And of course, on YouTube, we will timestamp the races once the show is over so you can come back and watch them individually. And when you're at Horse Racing Today, it's imperative that you click on that HRT gear. Help out the show by getting yourself some Horse Racing Today gear. You can get that beautiful number 3 shirt and hat that Terry's wearing. Probably just got to page down to like page number, I don't know, let's go page number 3 and see what's there. There it is. There's that number 3 shirt. You can get it in a hoodie too. Because the weather is about to break. There you go. You can see that number 3, Horse Racing Today. 20% off for the next 3 days, folks. In these times of big prices, getting 20% off on anything is valuable. And it also helps the show a lot. And most importantly, you'll look great. And actually, the stuff lasts forever. So it's a positive too. All right, Terry, let's go about making some money, hopefully, so folks can use that to go out and buy themselves a Horse Racing Today yellow or blue or green or red sweatshirt.
That's right. We're going to start off today with a 6 furlong race. It's a maiden claiming race, $10,000 claiming price, $19,000 purse for maidens 3-year-olds and upward.
And there sure are a lot of 6 furlong races today. So hopefully the first one gives you an indication of how the track is going to play. So far at 6 furlongs, the play has been tactical speed, although 37%, and that number's been going up. It used to be about 34, 35%. Go wire to wire. Inside posts are better than outside posts. We do 1,000 simulations. We want to see which horses have the best chance to get to the lead. We just talked about the importance of that. You can see it here. Based upon our projected early pace, which horses are going to find this race comfortable or matching their best performances. C-zone, a score of 50% or better is preferred. Over here on the Q30, we're looking at Quirin points. If you're familiar with that, Google it. If not, read about them. You'll see that when a horse gets 30% of them, those horses have an excellent chance to be forward and close out the race. Par plus, what percentage of the time in our 1,000 simulations a horse ran a speed figure at or above par for this level? Here you can see it's 71. And you'll see here that the 7-horse, Fully Committed, has been the one that's done it the most in our simulations. And finally, we're looking for simulation odds to be lower than post-time odds, seeking some value. Terry, we mentioned speed being important. Where can you find the fastest horse?
Well, there's all kinds of speed in here for each of these horses, or at least half of them. The 10, 5, 9, 8, and 2 all have speed. So I think it's an anyone's guess race. And then the 7 has an overlay from even money to what's that, about 2-1. And the 9 has an overlay from about 5-2 or a little bit more to 4-1. 7, 9, 5, and 4 have par plus numbers, and all but the 1 have C-zone numbers, although a couple of them are pretty low.
Again, over 50%. Along with all of our simulations, our handicapping, we also go about the business of pace handicapping and trip handicapping. 2, 5, and 9, they're E-horses. They want to pilot. The EP types can pilot or co-pilot. The 3 is a co-pilot, doesn't necessarily want the lead. The none in this column here, PC types, they can be really anywhere on the plane. 1, 4, 7, and 8, they're closers. They're looking to come from the back to the front. So far, the 6 and the 10 have not been within 5 lengths of the winner at the finish line. Early on, according to pace, let's see who matches this. The 10 horse, right? He could scoot on over there. That's the quickest of the bunch. If he can find some late speed, maybe adds to that wire-to-wire resume for the distance. Raleigh will be right behind, and our good friend Jack of all trades says that might be an easy winner here. A lot of pace, though, that's pretty similarly matched from here to here. At the end of the race, you're looking at Bubby Papermaker, the one, the closer, has the most late speed, but really could be way off the pace early on. The others with some late speed include the 7 and the 9, so a front runner and a closer. Top total pace picture gives 2 horses here, the 7 and the 9 with a 5-point difference from Raleigh. Dave did it. Usually the top 4, in this case 5, produce about 70% of the winners. Terry, 9 and a 7, 5 points equals about 1 length. They look like they're at least 1 length better than the rest. Which one of those do you like?
I like Fully Committed. The 7 horse finished second versus similar in his last race, has the highest last race speed rating. He has a high percentage winning trainer. And then Raleigh, the 5, is my second choice. He finished third versus similar in his last race, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 18% of the races with horses in maiden claiming races. And the shorter distance should help this horse. And then the 9, Why Stop There? Third choice, he drops in class today. He has a high percentage winning jockey. I like the 8 as my long shot, Pacific States. He has the highest speed figure at today's distance. His best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. He has a really nice workout on September 14th at 4 furlongs. No additional bets in this race for me.
I'm going to go with the 9. Why Stop There? It's the only semi-class dropper in the field. Missed by a neck at this level 2 back. Fully Committed, the 7 horse right now is your 4 to 5 favorite. Track dropper from Monmouth Park. Missed by a neck at Monmouth last time out in its first race in something other than maiden special weight. Raleigh, this one should be forward from the start, cutting back from 7 furlongs to 6 furlongs. Could be useful today. And then my long shot is Bubby Papermaker, the 1 horse on the rail. Third start after a layoff. Packs a lot of late punch. And yesterday we did see closers factor. We have a $100 budget. I'm going to spend 10 of it right now with a $5 Exacta box with the 7 and the 9. And then they're about ready to go. Looking at our values, where do we find some value in this race from our morning line odds? Looks to me like maybe the only horse offering any value is the 9 horse. We got it about roughly 3 to 1. It's at 4 to 1. Everybody else kind of in line with what's expected.
Yep.
Or higher or lower. That would probably be the way to put it. It looks like they're all about to get in there. We're waiting for the 10 horse. Jessica Paquette mentioning that they're all in and ready to go. So the first race is off and they're running. Pretty clean start for everybody. Does look like the 5, the 9, and the 10 have moved their way forward. The 2 horse down on the rail trying to keep everybody honest. So the 5 horse, as projected, Raleigh does have the early tone, along with the 9 and the 10. They're in the mix. 10 could be in a tough spot, trying to run 3 wide. The favorite, the 7 horse, he's running probably about 5th or 6th right now. Down around the corner, they're about to go with the 5 horse, Raleigh, our good friend Jack of all trades, easy winner, right now on the lead. It looks like at the moment you have the 6 horse making an aggressive move down on the rail. 5 horse could be an easy winner. You might have that right, Mr. Jack of all trades, although the 9 horse now starting to make its move. I don't know if you can run around that horse 3 wide all the way around the track. Could be a difficult endeavor. The favorite, the 7 horse at 1 to 1, has made its way into 4th. He's coming pretty aggressively. The 9 horse is eking up on that 5 horse. Does he have enough legs to get by him? I think he does, because the strides are shortening heavily for that 5. The 7 horse is going to try to rally up in there. Going to be close if that one can find its way into 2nd. Probably not. I think it went 9, 5, 7. Not quite sure who finished in 3rd. 4th. It definitely went either 9-7-5 or 9-5-7. The 9 horse was your winner. You know what's funny about that, Terry, is that it was 4 to 1 odds right before the gates opened.
Yeah.
And ended up at 9 to 2.
Wow.
How does that happen?
I don't know.
I really like the way they do things in New York. But nonetheless, our 3 picks ended up in the trifecta, just a little bit different order. It depends on if the 7 clipped the 5 at the wire or not. He was coming hard. Definitely. Oh, you know who finished 4th? The 1 horse finished 4th. So
Oh, all right.
superfecta. Yeah, I went 9, 5, 7, 1. 9, 5, 7, and 1.
Oh, you
All
got
right, folks. That's race number 1. How about that? 9. Yes, you got like I agree with you. 7. You got that right. Barry Meadows needs some big winners today, Barry. Well, hopefully he just played the superfecta there because that 1 horse went off at 30-1. So it's going to fatten up those superfectas for sure.
Sure is.
On to race number 2. We go. 1 less race today than yesterday, only 9. So I mentioned 6 furlongs, a belly full of those today, and we'll see another one right now.
Yeah, it's another 6 furlong maiden claiming. It's a $10,000 claiming price, purse $19,000 for maiden fillies, 2-year-olds.
And at 6 furlongs, we did mention that early speed factors, inside out is better. A lot of these horses making their first start. We did some simulations in race 2. I don't know what value they bring because a lot of them are, again, making their first start or second start. But of the horses that have run, it sure looks like that 2-horse Terry is a standout in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it is. It's got the most speed, as you can see there. So it should really get to that quarter pole first, as long as it gets a good break. And then the only other 2 horses are the 1 and the 5 that have some speed there as far as the data shows. The 1 shows an overlay of about 7-5 to 2-1. The 1 and 2 have the only par plus numbers, and 2 and 5 have only C zones. But look at that Q30 on that too, 83%.
I mean, just according to this, Bitcoin Baby should be your winner, right? I mean, that's what it says. But all right, in race number 2, you see here 3, 4, 6, and 7. They're making their first starts, more than half the field. 2-horse is, of all the experienced horses, by far the fastest. At the end of the race, the 1-horse by far is the fastest. Also grades out as your top total pace horse between those 2 first-time starters. So, Terry, not a whole lot of data to go off of, a little bit more pen to paper type handicapping, but it looks like we both like the 2 experienced horses on top.
Yeah, I like the 2-Bitcoin Baby as my first choice. She ran second versus Tupper in her last race, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning jockey, and switches to a high percentage winning trainer. And then Rock Me Gently, the 1 is finished third Tupper in her only start, and then drops in class today, and the Rail Post is winning at an 18% clip. Number 6, Deadly Angel, a first-time starter. She has a trainer wins 18% of the races with horses and maiden claiming races, and a good 3 furlong workout on September 18th. And then the Imperial and Azteca, the 5, is my long shot. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. I'm going to play the first pick 4, Don Johnson, Miami Vice. We use the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with the 2, 4, 5, 6 with the single with the 6, and then use the 1, 5, 6, 7 to finish up $48 ticket.
I'm going to start with Rock Me Gently. Rock Me Gently is making its second career start. If it has typical second race improvement, anywhere between 5 to 13 additional speed figure points, it would be pretty difficult, I think, for the rest of the field to beat that one. The 2-horse Bitcoin Baby showed speed for the first time last out, just missed. Should have more stamina today in the second start after a layoff. I'm going to go with the 3-horse for my first-time starter in here. Brown is the new black. Of all of the horses that are making the first-time start, does have the best workout of the group and catches a little bit of a weight break. So that one can break sharply, maybe. And then Imperio Azteca. I didn't even want to put this one in the top 4 picks, Terry, but it's the only maiden special weight dropper in the field. It was decently bet in that race, but it seems like an aggressive drop to me to go from maiden special weight, where you're decently bet, all the way down to maiden claiming 12,000 in the second race. Something doesn't smell right there for me. I feel like they're putting in this horse in this race with the explicit intent to get balked. My pick 4 is going to go 1, 2, 3 with the 4, 5, 6. How about that? That's just 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That would be my pick 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 4, 6, 3, 5, and 7, which is kind of interesting because you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's got to be some numerical value in that, jack of all trades. No question about that.
Yeah.
Let's go, Terry. All right. He's all over Terry today, right? Let's see. It's near 12:50 p.m. in Detroit. What time is it, Terry? Terry, it's 3 hours behind the East Coast, 2 hours behind
Yeah, it's
Central Time.
9:50 here.
Race number 3, Terry, is what time it is now here.
Yeah, that's right. It is. It's 6 furlongs again. Claiming race $5,000 claiming price. Purse 24,000, and it's for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward.
Gets 6 furlongs, early speed, does better, particularly on the inside versus the outside. We'll see if that holds true today, all day at Parx. If that is indeed the case in race number 3, Terry, we do have one on the inside that does have a lot of giddy up and go when the gates open.
Yeah, that 2 shows quite a bit of speed, but close to it is a 6, so they could go head to head to that finish lane. All of them show a little bit of speed, and then the 3 has an overlay from 3-1 to 10-1, and the 4 has an overlay from about 8-5 or 7-5 to 4-1. All but the 1 show par plus numbers, and all of them show C zones.
This one we got a Vite Emmy, whatever. Almost borderline gringo. Top Q30 score. Second best C-zone score. Second best chance to have the lead. Does have your top par plus number. Only thing missing is an overlay in there. From our trip handicapping, pretty balanced race. There's one horse in here that could be extremely dangerous. That's the 5. Leviosa is the lone PC type. These 3 want to be on the lead. These 2 want to close. This one can really fit anywhere in the middle. So if the front runners go too fast, he can hang off. If they go too slow, can get involved in the mix. So tactically, perhaps an edge in this race. Matty Bow is the fastest of the front runners, although Viet Temi will be right there. The one horse might be a little bit of fake speed. So if Aaron's enthusiasm goes out too fast, the other 2 better be careful that they don't burn. Forest Maiden is your horse with the most late speed as a closer. Really not all that far off the pace here. So if that horse is sitting 3rd or 4th coming around that turn, could be tough for the others to hold him off. Your top total pace horse is that 4, Forest Maiden. A couple points clear of Gia's Fuego, Viet Temi, and Viavosa. Looks like the 1 and 2, they should be running it in different race, Terry. So 3, 4, 5, and 6, they look like your best horses, Terry. Which one of those is your winner?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you as soon as I tell Jack McTrade, yes, I am drinking coffee, my 2nd cup this morning. So there you go. Okay, I like the 6 horse, my first pick. She finished 3rd versus Tougher in her last race. She has the highest last race speed rating. Her best start speed is fast among today's starters. The 5, Leva Osa. She is my second choice, finished in the money in 3 of the last 4 starts, winning 2 of those, drops in class today, and has a high percentage winning trainer. Forest Maiden, the 4 is my 3rd choice. She finished 3rd versus Tougher in her last race, drops in class today, has the highest speed figure at today's distance. Matty Bow, the 2, likes Parx racing. She's finished in the money in 50% of her starts here, winning 36% of those races. The distance won't cause any problems as she's been in the money 50% of the starts and won 25% of the races. I'm going to bet $10 to win on number 6.
And don't be shy, folks. If you're watching, don't let Jack of all trades, Miguel Figueroa, Stalkuk, I have no idea. I don't want to mess that up and get banned. Bernie Knights, Don Johnson, like them. If you have some questions, if you have some suggestions, you have any picks, if there's anything you like in Major League Baseball or any of the sports going on tonight, if you got some winners, let us know. It's a community. Or you have an angle that's really working for you, please share it in the comment section. If you like what you see, thumbs up are very much appreciated on YouTube, retweets on Twitter, and then, of course, follow us on all our social sites. You see them streaming down there below. Terry, I have the 6 horse on top, just like you. That one is Vita Emmy, running at the lowest level in its last 10. Again, checks off a lot of boxes according to our simulations. Forest Maiden is our simulation favorite in here. Terry does have the most late speed, and as I mentioned in the pace setup, probably sits right off the pace today, uses those late legs to close it out. Leviosa, the 5 horse, this one I feel like could be dangerous. It is the most consistent performer at Parx. It's all or nothing at this distance, Terry. 21 times, 4 wins, nothing else. So it's probably either going to win this race or completely run off the board. And then Matty Bow, another horse making the lowest, starting at the lowest level in its last 10 races and has the most back class. So if it shows some of that, could steal this one from the rest. Race number 4, Terry, what are our conditions in the second pick 4 of the day.
Okay, we're going to stretch out a little bit to 7 furlongs. It's an optional claiming race, $20,000 claiming price if you like to put your horse in there to possibly be claimed. Purse is $30,000 for fillies and mares 3-year-olds and upward, which have started for a claiming price of $10,000 or less since September 24th, 2022, or a claiming price of $20,000.
So you bought a horse in Detroit 8 years ago for $3,200. Today it's worth $32,000. That's a heck of a thing. Should have bought about, let's see, 32. So every 3 would be roughly 100,000. You should have bought 30 of them, my friend. You'd be a millionaire sitting on that Detroit property. I was up in Detroit late last year. Went to go see a Metallica concert at Ford Field. The way they have their parking to get into Ford Field is just brutal. I don't know who came up with that idea. And what's interesting about that is they don't have enough parking at the stadium if the stadium is full. So you have to go elsewhere. So we had to drive all the way down to some hospital and walk back. And there's a lot of abandoned properties up and through there. So I don't know if Detroit's ever coming back. 7 furlongs at Parx, the profile of a winner. Stalkers do well. Again, it's another distance where the number of horses going wire to wire is increasing. Used to be about 15, 16%. It's up to 22% now. Once again, we do find that the inside 3 is the best place to be. 4 and out get discounted, although if you wear an 8 and out, it's a little bit better than 4 through 7, Terry. So do we have any inside 3 speed in race number 4?
Well, all of them show some speed, but that 6 horse has the most speed on that outside, followed by the 3 horse. And then the 2 horse has an overlay from about 2 to 1 to 3 to 1. All of them show par plus numbers, and then all of them show C zones. And look at that, number 3 has a 30% Q30, so that's good.
So you can make a case for a lot of these horses. Par plus up here. Strong ass C zone right here, Terry. 93% chance ambitiously placed at this race will mirror one of its better performances. Looking at race number 4, our race shape, the 4 is a lone E. Everybody else has a lot of versatility as EPs or PCs, so they're not pegged into any particular running style. Early pace in this race, our Uptown Girl and Emirates Affair, they'll get after it early. The 5 horse, a PC type, maybe a left arrow horse in there. At the end of the race, we're looking for ambitiously placed to becoming the hardest, really not all that far off. Looking at our top total pace horses, 2 of them separate themselves by more than 5 points. In other words, the 2 and the 6, if all things go according to pace, should finish about a length ahead of the 3, 4, and 5. Terry, do you agree or disagree?
Well, I like the 6 Emirates Affair, so I agree. She ran second versus Tupper in her last race, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer. 2 ambitiously placed, has won 2 races in a row, going for a hat trick now. And she switches to high percentage winning trainer, Black Ice, the 4. She ran second in her last race and has a high percentage winning jockey. My 3rd pick, my long shot is Flashing Dynamite is the 3. She ran second in her last race. Her best start speed is fastest among today's starters. I'm going to play my second Miami Vice Don Johnson pick 4. I'm going to use the 2-6 with the 1-3-5-6-7 with the 6-7 with the 1-2-3-5-7 $50 play. I'm going to play $6 to win on number 6. I mean $10 to win on number 6.
I believe the 2 horse will get the nod at the end there. Winner 2 in a row. Increased its speed figure 3 races in a row in Quarterberry Meadows. I know it's a tedious book, Jack of all trades. I know you got it. It is a tedious book, but if you just kind of go through with a highlighter and mark out all the angles that win at 15% or more, focus on those, you might find yourself a little bit more winners and a little easier to make your way through that book. And last time out, this horse showed some better pace through the first half mile, usually an indication of a horse coming to form. Emirates Affair, the 6 horse, is making the classic 3rd start after a layoff, taking a substantial drop in class. Last 2 times this horse run anywhere near this level, one with ease, and this one has a 40% Q30 score. Again, anybody that's over 30 tends to have, according to James Quinn, that guy has you can bet those because they have a positive ROI. Black Ice. This one scares me in this race, Terry, because it's also making the 3rd start off their layoff. In the 2nd start, it showed better fractions, and all of the race internals were better. If it continues up that scale, Terry could upset the 6 and the 2. And then finally, I'm going to go with the 5 horse, our Uptown Girl, over the 3 horse. Bullet work between races. Maybe this one is ready to come to life. I'm going to go to pick 4. I'm going to go 2, 4, and 6 because that 4 scares the daylights out of me. If I didn't put it in, it would win. Since I didn't put it in, Terry, you're pretty comfortable with just the 2 and 6. I'm going to go 3, 5, 3, 4, 5, 7 in the next leg, 1, 4, 6, 8. And then I'm going to close it out with the 2 and the 5. Real quick, on that first race, the 9, 5 exacta paid $17.20. We both had the 9, 5, and 7 as our top 3 picks. That trifecta for 50 cents paid $14.40. And then the 9, 5, 7, 1 superfecta, $2.40. If you boxed them, you 10 times your money, like our good Jack of Trades did. It's like buying a house in Detroit. Went to $24.64. Maybe we should call those Detroit superfectas from now on, Terry.
Maybe. Okay.
Fifth race, the middle one in the card of 9 today in Bensalem, PA. Terry, what's happening here?
We're going to stretch out even a little more to 1 mile and 70 yards, claiming race 12,500, purse 23,000 for 3-year-olds or 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won 3 races.
Yes, and to get that third W in that column, you're looking at $170 for early speed. 40% of them go gate to wire. Post positions are mostly fair, although 4, 5, 6, and 7 have to work harder than the others. There again, we find at Parx, early speed, big time factor. 2 horses look like they'll factor the most at the start.
That's right. As you can see there, the 5 shows most speed, but it's followed up by that 1 horse. All of them show some kind of speed, so it's a really anyone's guess, I think, in this race. Again, the 3 has an overlay from 8 to 5, 4 to 1. The 5 has an overlay from about, I'd say 8 to 5 to 5 to 2. The 3 and 5 show the only par plus numbers, and all but the two show C zones.
And you got this one borderline 30, gonna be on the lead, so really good chance if you like the wire to wire type, the 5 horse might be the play today in this race. Race number 5, the 5 is the EP, so he doesn't really need the lead, Terry. That's a plus. 6 is a low pressure. The 1 and 3 want to be 4, 2, 4, 7, and 8 want to close. This race really should set up for a horse that gets forward. Level Up is about a length quicker than I'm Not a Baby or Book Runner. All these kind of tightly bunched in here, so I'd favor the inside horses over the outside horses in terms of getting position. At the end of the race, Dance a Dinny, Lucky Luke. Those 2 with the most late speed. Your top total pace horses in here again. Top 4 usually generate about 72% of all winners. You got the 5, the 7, the 3, and the 4. Those 4 make that up. Terry, I think you have the 5 going wire to wire.
Yeah, I have the Level Up, the 5. He likes Parx racing. He's been in money 67% of the starts there and won 33% of those starts. And then distance won't cause any problems. Has been 66% of the money, and 17% of the races are won. And then Dance a Dinny, number 7 is my second choice. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey and can handle the distance. Marvelous Moon Dance is 6, my third choice. Ran 3rd versus Tupper in his last race, drops in class today, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. I like the 1 Book Runner as my long shot. He switches to a high percentage winning trainer who wins 27% of the races with horses that he drops off claiming them. And then he has a high percentage winning jockey. I'm going to play $1 exacta box, the 1, 5, 6, and 7.
I'm going to begin with the 3 horse Booster Shot, not in Terry's pick, so a bit of a concern for me. But this one did run a little bit faster fractions last out, going to drop in class to a level where the last time he ran, he won by 3 lengths. Number 5, Level Up, faster fractions the early part of the race last time out. Does have a maintenance workout between races, so should have a little bit more fitness today than it did in its last, and a really good shot to take him gate to wire, add to that 40% number. Dance a Dinny, the 7 horse, third call for me, trending in the right direction in terms of its speed figures, has a lot of late speed at times, and going to run at the lowest level it's done in the last 10 races. And then 4, Lucky Luke. This one also has some late legs, maybe gained some confidence last time out by winning by more than 8 lengths. I'm going to do a trifecta box for $1.50. I think that's $18. 3, 4, 5, and 7. There.
Okay.
Is there a way for us both to win the 5 and the 7? So it'd have to go 5, 7, and then something else. 4 minutes before race number 2, so we have plenty of time to cover race number 6, Terry. Let's get it started.
All right. So in race 6 here, we're going to go 6 furlongs, claiming 5,000, purse 24,000, and it's for 3-year-olds and upward.
You gave us an easy winner earlier today. Come on. So hopefully this one is actually an easy winner. Back to 6 furlongs where tactical speed, you want to be middle forward, still 34, 35, 36, 37% of them going wire to wire. Inside posts are better than outside posts. Seems like a occurring theme here, Terry. So do we have any inside speed in a deep field?
Well, all of them show some kind of speed, or most of them do. The 4, 5, and 8 show the most speed. I'm on the wrong race here.
We're doing race number 6.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, then I'm going to just look at the chart here. The 1 has the most speed, that inside horse. And then let's see, the 4 has an overlay from 3-1 to 9-2. 5 has an overlay from about 8-1 to 15-1. The 8 has an overlay from 2-1 to 3-1. And then all but the 3 and 10 show par plus numbers. And all but the 2 show, all of them show C zones.
5 horse being in a tough spot right there. But anybody over 50% or close to it, those horses have a really good shot today to get a comfortable trip. In the 6th race, well, look at this, Terry. Pretty balanced race. 5 want to be forward. 5 want to be middle back. So it could be really anybody's guess who's going to get the right running style here. Although the 9 horse could be dangerous as a lone EP. Almond Cider, Shadow Box. He's incredible. They have the most early speed. Probably got to give the edge to Shadow Box on the inside. That's the one our simulator said had a great chance to be first. Harley's Charlie has the most late speed, but man, the only red number on EP. So that one might have to go from worst to first. Our top total pace horse in here, he's incredible. 7 points clear of 6 whips. Let's keep it G-rated, folks. And then 5 and 6. So you got 4, 5, 6, and 8 as your top 4 again. The winner likely to come from that group, Terry, and you're going to start off with Harley's Charlie.
I am, and I'm taking a little bit of a chance here to get a little bit of a price. I like the 7 horse. He won his last race at Parx Racing and likes the distance, finishing the money in 8 out of 9 races, winning 3 of those starts, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. He's my pick of the day. And then 6, Flat Lucky is the second choice. He has won 2 races out of the last 3, finishing 3rd in his last start as a favorite, but he has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 31% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again, has a high percentage winning jockey, 6 whips. The 4 is my 3rd choice, ran 2nd in his last race, has a high percentage winning trainer. Peach Nectar is my long shot to 9. He drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 25% of the races in the 2nd race after claiming a horse, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. I'm going to play another pick 4, or the last pick 4. Don Johnson, it's going to start out with 6, 7, go with the 1, 2, 3, 5, with the 1, 7, 8, 10, with the 1, 5, 10, $48 cost. I'm going to bet $15 to win and $25 to place on the 7 horse. And I'm going to bet a $6 daily double 7 with the 1, 2, 3, 5.
All right. I'm going to go with the 8 horse. Again, a horse Terry doesn't have in his picks, and I don't have the 7 in mine. So that's kind of interesting. He's incredible. Any of his races before the last one would win this race, probably do so with ease. I'm really not sure what to make of that last race. It's the first race for a new barn after a claim. Going to take a big drop in that 2nd race for that barn to the lowest level in its last 10 races, but has that +7 total pace edge. Any return to form, and it could be an easy winner here. Flat Lucky, the last race was better than it looks for the 6 horse. Faster fractions, and if it could just run 2 races back, could be your winner. 6 whips, the 4 horse, my 3rd choice, getting better. Last time out, that horse stumbled out of the box, moved to the inside, and a better start today will be helpful. And then finally, the 1 horse, Shadow Box. It was a really tough call for me over the 7, but the rail is a better post position than the 7, has more early speed than the 7, and its Parx numbers are better than the 7's, as are its numbers at the distance. 1, 4, 6, 8 over to 2, 5 over to 1, 2, 4, 10, and the 1, 3, and 5. And all that bad mouthing of the 7 horse made it Terry's pick of the day, an easy winner. Race number 2, they're loading up. But before the race starts, Terry, to make sure you don't miss anything from start to finish, what should everybody do?
Oh, you should subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the little bell so you're notified about all our different programs. Go and copy the link below and share it with all your friends, relatives, neighbors, everybody. They can come check us out too. Go to our social sites such as X, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok at Horse Race the number 2 day. Give us thumbs ups and likes. That'll help us out quite a bit. And also give us comments and picks like you've been doing all day long. Some of the folks there, we like to hear from you. So there you go.
So race number 2 about to get started. Perfect timing, Mr. Terry, as always. The 2 horse is your favorite at 3 to 5. And then the 1 horse is next up, probably the most value with the 1. We have it. It's right now 92 right now. We have that as the 6 to 5 favorite in our picks. The 2 horse darted out to a good start. 1 horse kind of sluggishly out of the gate. The 5 horse pressing early on as well. The 4 horse right now sitting in 3rd place as the horses kind of make their way. You're looking at it right now. You got a pretty big gap from the front runners to the tail horse, which looks like the 7, probably about 10 to 12 lengths. Right now, the 5 and the 2 are really off and running. Probably about 5-6 lengths in front of everybody else. They are opening quarter at 22.5 seconds. The only question is, did they go maybe a little too fast? Right now, you have the 1 horse making its way into 3rd place. He's trying to gain ground. He's hoping that they've gone too fast. The 3 horse, the first-time starter, he's moving pretty well too, but they got a lot of ground to make up right now. The 1 horse, it looks like the 6 horse, those 2 of them are coming. The 1 horse getting a better trip than the 6 horse running on the inside. The 2 horse is still trying to fight off that 5 horse who's really putting in a good fight right now, Terry. For you and your pick 4, you're kind of hoping that 5 horse can get by him because you got a lot of better odds here. The 1 horse is trying to make up some ground late, but I don't think he's going to get it done. I think he's going to finish in 2nd. It's going to go 2, maybe the 6 horse sneaks up in there. The 2, 1, 6, 5, 2, 1, 6, and 5. Terry with the ice cold Superfecta.
Yeah, and this is a race that I would have went a dollar pick key box exacta and went 2 all. So
yeah, you would have lost money on that one, though.
Yeah, I would have, but I love doing that because I looked at one this morning, a foreign one, and did the same thing, and it paid $125. And I want to talk to Tayfun and say, hey, Tayfun, you don't want to play every race, and if you looked at my picks yesterday and played just what I suggested you played, you would have made a 22% profit instead of losing money. So why don't you start doing a little more of that type thing?
Yeah, and I think the ones I picked turned out to a profit as well. So it was a pretty good thing. Terry and I golf together? No, Terry lives out in San Francisco area. I live in Chicago. I don't know. Do you even golf, Terry?
No, I don't. But he's asking if we get together, not golf.
Oh, get together. All right, golf together. I can't read. Excuse me. We've met out in Saratoga. Funny, all the way on the other side of the country for Terry and halfway across the country for me.
Well, and then we met in Chicago too. You took me to
that's right.
To the racetrack there. So
to Hawthorne, yes, indeed.
Hawthorne,
so forgot about that. So like our good friend Jay Marco said, the first thing to go is the gray between the ears. 3 races to go for us today. At least I can keep track of where we're at sometimes. All right, Terry, what's going to go on here?
We're going to stretch out again to 1 mile and 70 yards. Claiming race, $25,000 claiming price, $32,000 purse for 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since June 24th. Claiming races for $16,000 or less, not considered, or which have never won 4 races.
So at $170 early speed, that is the way to get to the winner's circle. In fact, if you go wire to wire, you got a shot to do that 40% of the time. Post positions, again, are fair, although, again, 4, 5, 6, and 7, they have a little bit more work to do than other post positions. I don't know if you can hear the thunder crackling in the background here in Chicago, Terry. Hopefully that means we got some cracking winners. Where's the speed, my man?
Well, you know what? There's a lot of speed in here. As you can see, the 7, 2, and 3 show the most speed, but that's another anyone's guess who gets that quarter pole first. That 2 shows an overlay of about 6 to 5 to 3 to 1. The 3 shows an overlay from about 6, 7 to 5 to 2. All of them shows par plus numbers. All of them shows C zones. And look at that 3 and 7. They have pretty nice Q30s.
Indeed, yes. 3 and 7. Both going to be forward along with the 2 horse. So a lot of speed in here. Maybe, only 5 horses, 3 of them showing some gas, but really none of them really lead dependent. So you got the 7 and the 2. 7 and 3, those two horses with a little bit of versatility in their running styles. You want to play the horse to get to the front that has a chance to win. Well, really, they're all pretty tight in here, but it looks like the 3 and 7 with the best chance. Maybe you get an edge to the 3 on the inside. Late Speed belongs to Road Trip to Nowhere. Really won't be all that far off to anybody else here. Maybe 3/4 of a length tucked in, and has about a length Late Speed advantage over Road Mountain. Top total pace horse is Road Trip to Nowhere. That one is, what is that, 6 points clear of the next. Road Trip to Nowhere should get a stalking trip and then try to run by at the end according to pace numbers. Terry, you think someone else is going to get the job done?
Yeah, I like the 3 horse. And he ran second versus Tougher in his last race at Parx Racing, drops in class today, switches to high percentage winning trainer, wins 60% of the races in the first race after claiming a horse, and he switches to high percentage winning jockey. I like the 1, Wish for Peace, as my second choice, ran third in his last race, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Road Trip to Nowhere, the 2 is my third choice. He's been in the money at Parx Racing 65% of the starts, with winning 25% of those races. And he's at today's distance, he's been in the money 71% of the time, winning 19% of those. And he switches to a high percentage winning jockey. And then I like Roan Mountain as my long shot. He ran second versus Similar in his last race. He has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and he has a high percentage winning jockey.
Terry, what's your best bet again? Race number what?
Race number 6.
And the
number 7, Harley's Charlie.
All right. I don't really have a best bet, but I got a long shot coming up that I'm very fond of for the day. Road Trip to Nowhere, the 2 horse. That one I have as my top selection. It's that top total pace horse, 6 points clear of anybody else. Ran faster fractions last time out. Very consistent performer. Roan Mountain, the 5 horse today. 1 of 2 mounts today for Paco Lopez. Every time the horses run with Paco in the irons, that's responded pretty well. Much better pace in the first half time last time out. With only 2 races left, I feel like this is Paco's best chance to win. So I think he's going to do everything he can to find the winner's circle. Chelonian, the 3 horse, is my third selection. Won 3 of 6 races at Parx. He won 3 races in 21 races anywhere else. So I guess you make that a horse for the course. Cutting back a little bit from a mile and the 16th to a $1.70 could be useful because he did give up a little bit of a distance at the end of the race last out. And then Thirsty Pappy, the longest shot on the board in the 5 horse field, according to Stephen Fielder. You got to have him. This one at Parx, 8 times out, 4 wins, 2 seconds and a third. At the distance, 7 times out, 3 wins, 2 seconds. And I prefer this one over the 1 horse Wish for Peace because that is a pen shipper, and I don't favor pen shippers at Parx. Race number 8 starts up, the late daily double. Terry, so what are the conditions for this one?
It's 6.5 furlongs. It's an allowance race, $41,000 purse. It's for registered Pennsylvania fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won a Pennsylvania restricted race or races other than a maiden claiming or starter.
Yeah, and this is the race where I fancy a long shot in here, and we'll tell you why it's a little sneaky. In race number 8 at 6.5 furlongs, again, much like the 6 furlong sister race, Tactical Speed does good. 34% of the time, the horse that wins the race to the quarter-mile marker wins the race to the finish line. Again, we have an inside to outside bias. So show me a little bit of inside speed, Terry. Well, there really isn't any.
No, all of them show speed, but that 8, but the 9 shows the most speed on the outside there. And the 2, 4, 5, and 10 show nice par plus numbers. I'm sorry, overlays. 2 has an overlay of 6 to 1 to 10 to 1. 4 has an overlay from about 5.5
flat, yeah.
5 has an overlay 3 to 1 to 6 to 1, and the 10 has an overlay from 3 to 1 to 5 to 1. All but the 9 show par plus numbers, and all of them show C zones.
Just all the different green in different places. A little bit of an open race, perhaps. In the 8th race, all these horses want to be forward. A little bit more early speed than late speed here, so maybe giving a horse off the pace a chance. 7 and 1. They're the 2 flexible horses in here, and probably from a trip standpoint, have the best opportunity to get position on the track where they want it. Early on, it looks like a pretty competitive race between these 4, the 6, the 4, the 9, and the 10, pretty much all on the outside. So they might have to hustle to clear some horses that have tactical speed to their inside. At the end of the race, Jezebel Jade, that one has about a length lead over Snappy Ride, and she talks too much. But that was the only red there. That one could be 6, 7, 8, 9 lengths off the lead early on. At the end of the race, Snappy Ride, about a 4-point total pace edge over Jezebel Jade. Here are your top 4. The winner usually comes from here. I'm going to go outside of that 4 today, Terry. What about you?
Okay, yeah, I'm going to use number 10, Paula Surprise. She won her last race at Penn National, switches to her high percentage winning jockey, Paco Lopez, and she has a bullet workout on September 13th. I like the 1, Snappy Ride, ran second versus him in her last race. The rail post winning 22% clip. She has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 18% of the sprint races. He has a horse running in, and then she talks so much as number 8, my third choice. She ran second in her last race, has a high percentage winning jockey, and switches a high percentage winning sister. And then 7, that's Tony's sister, is my long shot. She won her last race, has a high percentage winning jockey, switches to a high percentage winning trainer who wins 27% of the races when taking a horse from sprint to or out to sprint. I'm going to play a $1 daily double, the 1 and 10 with the 1 and 5. Excuse me.
I'm going to start off with the 2 horse. This is my long shot. Sundria. That one last time out, it won. It tends to pair peak numbers together. Although it might look like a class rise on paper, you're going from optional claiming $25,000 to a allowance, state bred allowance. That probably is the key there, of $41,000. You see the speed number here is 86. That's the par speed figure. If we rewind one race to optional claiming, 25,000, where that horse is coming out of, you'll see here that that speed figure is 89. So this is actually a sneaky drop in class for the 2 horse. And we're thinking about putting together a matrix like that where we actually use the par numbers to really grade out what's a move up or move down in class. It would be a lot of work. If that's something you might be interested in, let us know, because I do think it could be a useful tool for those sneaky class rises and sneaky class drops. After the 2 horse, I like the 1 horse, Snappy Ride. Snappy Ride. Third start after a layoff, the first handicapping angle everybody learns. It's also shown that in its third start after a layoff, it's most likely to be the best of the 3-race cycle. The Goddess of Snakes, you just got to put that one in there for the name alone. Should press forward today versus these to cut back in distance. Could be helpful. And then I do have the Paco Lopez horse in here with Paula Surprise. Bullet workout between races. But again, another Penn shipper, and you see their numbers consistently drop when they make the move from Penn to Parx. I'm going to do 20 to win, 10 to place on the 2, $1 exact key box, 2 with the 1, 4, 5, 8, and 10, and then a $3 double, 2 over the 1, 3, and 5, which carries us into the back half of that double, Terry, in race number 9. We start with 6 furlongs, we end with 6 furlongs.
That's right. It's 6 furlongs, and it's a claiming race, $7,500 claiming price, purse $20 to $1,000. It's for 3-year-olds and upwards, which have never won 2 races.
Again, 6 furlongs, tactical speed. The way to collect the winner's check, take a photo at the end with all of your friends. 37% still managed to win, going gate to wire. We revert back to that inside 3 speed, Terry, as the best chance to get to the winner's circle. And looks like Baracho Cancho on the inside has that speed.
That's right. The 1 and the 8 show the most speed, as you can see. All of them show some speed, but all but the 10. But the 1 and 8 can go maybe head-to-head to that quarter pole. The 2 has an overlay from 17 to 1 to 4 to 20 to 1. 3 has an overlay from about 5 to 1 to 15 to 1. The 5 has an overlay from 8 to 5 to 9 to 2. And the 6 has an overlay from 6.5 to 1 to 10 to 1. 5, 8, and 6 show the par plus numbers. And all of the horses show C-zones.
Here we have one with that Q30 score being 30 and above. Again, according to James Quinn, if you have that queerance score of 30% or more, you can bet those horses blindly. They turn a profit, maybe a little bit off on the comfort zone, but going to be on the lead. So perhaps the 1 horse, the best shot to go wire to wire in this group. Let's see if our trip handicapping gives us the same. Well, it's actually a pressure horse. The 2 horse so far, It's a Pity. Run pitiful races, not within 5 lengths of the winner at the finish line recently. 6, 10, 11 want to be on the front. 1, 3, 5, and 8 they want to pressure. So a lot of speed here, perhaps. We do see that Baracho's Concho and Zizi's good, just like our simulation said. Those two well faster than the rest by about 2 lengths. So they should get out to the front. They really have to temper their early pace so they don't burn late. At the end of the race, if they do go too fast, that duo, it does look like Milagroso, a little bit quicker than It's a Pity and Double O Otto and Chasing Whiskey. Your top total pace horse in here is that long shot, that overlay, Milagroso. It's 6 points clear of the next. So maybe that 15-1, Terry, is one that you want to put in your picks. I don't think you did.
No, I like the one Baracho Concho. Ran second versus similar in his last race. The rail post went at 18% clip, has the highest speed figure today's distance, and the best speed is dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. Birthday Bond Rob is the 5, is my second choice, drops in class, has the highest last race speed rating, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. Double O Otto is the 10. He's my third choice. He ran second versus similar in his last race, has a high percentage winning jockey. 8, Z's So Good is my long shot, drops in class today, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. I don't have any money left, so no bets for me.
No bets for me either. Hey, no problem, Don Johnson. We're always going to put some work together. Maybe next year we'll make our way out to Saratoga. Since you only live 10 minutes away, we can have like a get-together for the Horse Racing Today family. Just go steal like one of those like picnic areas and just come with a ton of hamburgers, some food, and just have a really fantastic afternoon over at. Can we cook there? Did you see people cooking there, Terry? I don't remember if I saw people cooking there or not. I don't know if they are.
Yeah, I didn't see anybody cooking.
I thought for some reason I remember smoke, but
they
might be that they legalize things in New York. I don't know.
Yeah, they might have been.
Yeah. Well, Birthday Bond Rob is my top selection here. Drops in class. Did run the top last race speed figure last time out. 6 points better than the next closest horse. Andrew Beyer once again says anytime they run 3 points or more better than the next one, they have to be in your picks. This one has a maintenance workout between races to keep the saw sharp and to add to its late race fitness today. Baracho Concho, the one horse, history says the second up should be as good as the last start with a chance to be a lot better than the first up. Milagroso, hey, that's our top total pace horse there, Terry. Big overlay from 5-1 to 15-1. Top total pace, 6 points clear, has the most late speed, and based upon our projections here, should sit like third, fourth, maybe fifth. And use those late legs with a chance to run by. And then Z So Good, if the one horse doesn't get the lead, this one will. Has the ability to hit par for this level. No more bets for me either, Terry. Here are our full picks for the day. In race number 1, the 9-horse one. In race number 2, Terry, the 2-horse one, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So we had the Superfecta in the first race. We had the Superfecta for Terry in the second race. That second race, Superfecta for $2.40 coming home to pay. I want to take that out of there. In race number 2, the Superfecta paid $3.25. So you've made 33% on your money. As Terry likes to say, where else can you make 33% on your money in a minute and 10 seconds?
That's right.
If you haven't done so already, folks, kindly subscribe, hit the like button, share our content with folks everywhere across your social media world. Free picks today at Guaranteed Tip Sheet, a link in the description at FanDuel, 2 p.m. Eastern, so 1 o'clock coming up in about a half an hour. Tenths is a best bet. Those links, those picks can be found in the link in the description down below. Also, in about 5 to 10 minutes over at horseracingtoday.net, we will post all of our comments along with our replay of the show. And while you're there, hit the HRT gear. Reward us for all of our hard work by getting a hoodie for the winter. Spring is definitely here. The temperatures dropped about 20 degrees in Chicago. What about you, Terry?
Yeah,
what about you?
It's been really hot the last 2 days. It's going to be 100 degrees today, so we kind of went back up. So
charcoal only at Parx. What about
Saratoga?
At Saratoga? That's the place we were thinking about going. We were thinking about maybe going out to Parx too. Sean lives out there, and we have a lot of connections at the Parx tracks thanks to Sean. And I wouldn't mind going out to Parx on a Monday or Tuesday and doing all of our work out there. That'd be a lot of fun for sure. Well, tomorrow we're going to do our work at Churchill Downs. We'll come on about, 10 minutes to post. It depends, because sometimes they run at night, sometimes they run in the morning. Yeah, keep an eye on our social sites. I post the the show about 30 minutes before we go live. So you'll find that over on our YouTube channel as well as Twitter, because Facebook won't let us stream there anymore. Those sons of guns. Of course, Terry, any final thoughts from you before we part today?
Yeah, I just hope everybody's doing well, and give your loved ones a hug and a kiss. Tell them how you feel, because you never know what's going to happen. If you're betting horses today, good luck with you. But anything you're doing today, good luck.
Yes,
That's about
indeed.
it. See you tomorrow.
Make sure that you treat each other with kindness today. You don't know what that person over there is going through. We certainly hope that no matter what you're doing on this terrific Terry Tuesday, that every single thing that you're trying to accomplish today has God's grace, has God's favor, and certainly ends up in the
winner circle.
Indeed. We'll see you there tomorrow for Churchill's Downs. Until then, have a blessed, terrific Terry Tuesday.